inches, okay. Do decimal inches. Okay. Boom. Boom. Let's say most pillows are like 6. Hey. What the heck? Pillow. Let's make it 40. What the? Number lock. 40 by 30, right? Let's say. That looks like a maybe 25. Yeah. 28. 25. Yes, okay. Got that. Snapping off S. Slide that over. Make it a copy. Okay, take this, right click, convert to editable spline. Take that editable spline and attach to that. Next thing you're going to want to do is select all your points and break them. Okay, so that's going to make your seams, instead of just making this one whole thing a seam, it's going to be like one seam, one seam, one seam, one seam, blah, 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 because you're going to have to go piece, 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 piece. You'll see. Okay, so then what you do is add a garment maker, which only applies to splines. So you can't find it in geometry things like planes and boxes and things like that. So you've got that. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take this first panel, and you're going to click the second one. You're going to select the Y because it's moved over from there. Copy, click, and paste. And sometimes we'll leave the negative in there. Make sure it doesn't. There you go. So you get that. And then now what you do is you bring that up just a little bit. Perfect. Take this one, rotate it, angle snap on 180 degrees, which for some reason it doesn't show you in Garment Maker, but that's okay. So got that. Let's do the density. Let's do a density of 1. You don't want to go like too crazy. We can go a little more because it will break your machine. Might take too long. We'll do that. That'll look good. Okay. So we've got that. Then you're gonna add cloth. No, getting ahead of myself. So you're gonna go to seams. Select these 2 seams. Create seam. That's what you want. They're right there. Right here. Create seam. That. Create seam. You and you. What have I done? I've frozen it. Don't do that. No, what? Create seam. You're funny. This and this. Create seam. There we go. Sometimes it will be flipped. We may not have any flips here. Create. If you do have any flips, you just hit this reverse. That's what it looked like. This is what we want. Okay. So you've got the normals facing out on this side, normals facing out on this side. That's why we rotated it. Basically, think about it like if you had 2 pieces of fabric. You got the inside and the outside. Put them on top of each other, sew them together. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to now add cloth modifier. And we're going to go to object properties. We're going to select our object. We're going to make it cloth. We're going to say cotton because that's probably what a pillow is going to be made out of. Pressure, since we're looking at a to scale pillow, it's going to be about 40 and 2. Okay, that's good. Now we need something for the pillow to collide into. So let's take this. This will be our bed. Okay, we'll take edit poly. What are you doing? Just sit there. Edit poly. Go freeform. Nope. Sorry, modeling. Swift loop. Pop that in. Select 4 to select your polygons. I'm just going to extrude that out. It's going to be our headboard. Okay. So now we take this. Yeah, I'm streaming. What? Which one is he? What am I looking at?
It's actually not bad.
Okay, that's pretty wild.
Doesn't he look a lot like
He
him?
does look a lot like Kane there. That's crazy.
The smirk and everything.
You're funny. I would not have ever guessed that in a million years. That's bizarre. Okay. So now you've got that. So you're going to want to go back to cloth properties, add an object. Make sure you got your geometry set on here. Box. You're gonna make that collision object, and you're gonna say 0.3. I'm not 100% sure what that does, but I know you're supposed to do that. Okay, so we'll name that bed. Okay. We'll name this. Oh no, this is pillow. That's our pillow. This is our bed. Okay. Pillow. Okay, so you go down here. You make sure show sewing springs is on and self collision is off. Okie dokie. And then you run simulate local damped. Hold up. Erase in. Reset state. Okay. So this is going to be the initial state, because since we moved it after we applied the cloth modifier, which is really annoying. Okay. Now do that. There we go. Look. Making a pillow. That's wonderful. Stop. It's pretty good and fluffy. That's pretty good. We're gonna turn this springs off real quick, and we are going to simulate local again, real quick. Perfect. Okay. So now we're gonna take it, and we are going to go left view. Go right around the middle here. Basically, we're just filling in these little gaps with, well, okay, hold up. I guess we should add an edit poly first. You could convert the whole thing if you want to, which is what we're gonna do eventually. So, but it's the same. This is just kind of a non-destructive way of doing it. There we go. I think those are all sealed up. Okay, so there's our pillow, right? F4, please. Thank you. Okay, looks pretty good. So now what we can do is what I just said: convert it to an edit poly. Reset the pivot, which is over here. Effect pivot, center to object. Okay. Rotate it a little bit and lift it up. And repeat the whole process. So, because now we're going to have this flop into that. So what I want to do is cloth, and object properties, pillow, cloth, cotton. This time we're going to make it a little more density, kind of keep its shape a little better, 50 and 3. And then we're going to close that up too soon, add an object. We're going to add our bed back into it as a collision object. Once again, 0.3 and 0.3. Okay, and so then we simulate local damped. Boom. And watch our pillow flop on down. So ideally, like, you know, if you had your bed model or whatever, you would just put it in there. And it's going to chug along because it's pretty high poly. Faster your CPU is, the better for this. It's not really a graphics card thing. It's a CPU thing when it comes to simulations. But, c'est la vie. Behold. As it slowly but surely is going to fall in there. And it's just going to mess up. Might have had it up a little too high. Keep the suspense, you know. Slow motion pillow. So the idea is like keep an eye on it, and when it starts to look right, stop it. Basically, let it lean back, because it can like keep ballooning up and stuff. You can really have fun with the pressure system and just make it like this huge bouncy balloon of a pillow. But this is looking pretty good. I like to switch stuff to clay actually. Just kind of helps show the contours a little better. Oh, it's getting there. Just kind of waiting for this to kind of fall back against that. Just a little bit more. See how it's like smooshing? It's good.
We're gonna say that CrossFit job's gonna be $300 or $400.
Sweet. Good job, hon. Kaylin Kirk Design, crushing it.
Yeah, add it to my to-do list.
You like that? That's a little shout out to you. Little marketing for you. What? Running? Yeah. It's hilarious. Okay, then we open this up and we go to Redshift materials. Boom, boom. We're gonna go to white. We're gonna turn the roughness up a little bit on that. We're gonna go to reflection. That's actually fine. Roughness all the way up, and then 0.25 for that. And then let's do just the world's tiniest little bump. Actually, I'm not even gonna worry about a bump. I'm just gonna put that on there. Okay. I'm gonna convert that to an editable poly. You can always copy it and then do that again if you want to like run it again and make it a slightly different pillow kind of thing. It's probably a good idea to do that. Or you can apply call to this and do it again. But we'll do noise. I like doing this to it. Noise. And boom, 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 boom. Noises. The default settings are ridiculous. Look at that. That looks terrible. But just a little bit. Hello. There we go. Maybe just a little bit like that. Maybe slightly less. And then a little smaller. Yeah, it looks like a little foamy filled pillow. Okay, and then of course on top of that, add the turbo smooth, because why not just go crazy with your polygons? Obviously, do less if you're doing this for the game. But let's see what it looks like rendered out. Let's apply this same. No, let's do a black plastic to our bed. Not that you'd ever have a black plastic bed, but we're gonna do it anyway. Roughness go up. Let's add a light. I need to save a studio setup. We'll do that for a tutorial. Oops. Let's just do just a big overhead light. Yeah, let's just do that like it's a car or something. Big. Perfect. Okay, and then go to here. Open up the settings. GI. We'll turn on a little bit of brute force and radiance point cache. Memory automatic. System bucket size 260. We're going to go to experimental options. We're going to render 2 paths for denoising. Output, we're going to say 256, 512. We're going to take this down to 0.003, 0.003, all kinds of crazy settings. For the GI, we'll leave those like that, but we'll do this. Take that down to 1, and then oh my gosh, what did I do there? 512 is the one, yeah. Okay, sampling overrides. This is where you take your lights and stuff and turn it up. But I'm going to actually take this down to about 64 and 128 for a quick, good render. And I'm going to save this preset as Redshift Quick Clean. Okay. GI. Yep, save all that crap. Boom. Behold, a super bright pillow. Alright, let's fix our textures. Black plastic bed was a bad idea. We're gonna go with, actually, I think it's fine. It's just my light. Because it's gigantic, it doesn't need to be that bright. We'll do like 10 since it's like right there too. 10, also we're gonna go here, we're gonna go effects, we're gonna go right here, we're gonna go Redshift, physical exposure control. Do I want to add an environment map? Probably don't have to right now, so I'm not going to. Let's see what this looks like. Boom. There we go, much better. Not so bright. Okay, let's go let's just bring it up some more. Let's actually turn it just a bit, bring it out this way, and then rotate it that way, so we get a little front light there. And then hit render. You can see it renders out real fast, 640 by. Ooh, look at that. Got yourself a pillow. That's nice. That's nice. So then, you know, get a whole bunch of pillows. Stack them up. You can, you know, change the noise on it. Change the seed. Change the size, maybe even. Just if you're feeling froggy. So let's say, throw a big bed. Whoa, too big. I want to drop this pillow down in front of these guys. Let's take this off, go back to that. We do cloth. Object properties. Cloth, cotton, 50 and 3. Okay, I close it every time. Add objects. We're going to add our bed and our other pillows. And the bed is going to be collision object. 0.3, 0.3. And we're going to see what happens if I make all of these cotton pillows. And if you change the preset, it does reset this down there, so keep an eye on that. Okay. Now, oops. Hit spacebar. Let's bring that down so it doesn't have to go quite as far. And we're going to rotate it. Just like that. It's going to go right in front of these guys. And simulate local go. It might be because these other two pillows are really high poly. I guess I didn't turn off the turbo smooth on them. I'm just thinking about it. I'm gonna quit it. And I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna turn that off and that off. And go here and turn that off and that off. And we'll go back to this and we will simulate local damp to go. There we go. I'm gonna puff back up. So it should fall down in there nicely. look like it's colliding with those things. Does it? Nope. Reset. Okay. Let's see. Let's go collision object. 0.3. 0.3. I don't know. I don't know how to do all three at the same time. Maybe I'll have to look that up. Let's try that. See if that works though. Interesting. I can see you, hon.
Hi.
Hi. Lava's barking. She was just out though. I don't know what she wants. I need this pillow to fall faster. Let's just simulate local. Should go faster. Fall. Fall. She's just gonna sit there. I might have asked too much. Is it moving? I can't tell. Let's just move it forward real quick and see what the heck's going on here. Simulate. You know what? Here's the thing. This is pillow 2. Okay. Pillow 2 needs to be my cloth. Be my cotton. 50. And 3. Lava. Chill, baby. This is collision object. This needs to be a collision object as well. 0.3. 0.3. Okay. Now. Reset. Oh my gosh. Simulate. There we go. That'll do. Oh, look at it sliding on the pillow. Sliding right down there on that bed. Oh my gosh. She's very talkative. We're gonna let that run. I'm gonna go to the door. Hey, girl. She's sassy. Oh no. Sliding off the bed. Let it run too long. Actually, I don't hate that. Let's just back it up. No, let's. I should have. I should have truncated it. We'll run it again. Reset. We're gonna go into the object properties. The bed. We are going to up the friction. So maybe now it won't slide off the bed. Whee! And when we get close, we'll go to damped, and that's just going to be a little more fine-tuned. Garment maker, who knew? It's taking too long. Go back. Just go back to regular. There we go. And once it hits, I'll switch. There we go. And boom. Oh, so close. Watch it like freak out when it touches and get stuck because of the friction. It shouldn't slide as much. Erp. Don't you go. You slide off of there. Ooh, hit the brakes. Oh, it's getting so close. And stop. Perfect. So, here you go. There's your bed. go. Bed's made. Pretty neat. Let's replace this with a better white material. I need to set like a clay preset. Do pretty much know that. And then we'll go with rotate this a bit, pull it away, duplicate it, rotate it, and then duplicate it again, going the other way. I'll turn it down, and then we'll slide that back for a backlight. Yep. And so then we will get right in here. Pretty. Too much light. 8. Let's do the shoot. Let's take this down to 12. Up to 12. Okay, and convert to editable poly. Apply noise. Yep. Turn these back on. Boom, boom. I need to convert these. Ooh. I think to leave the cloth on fire now. But, okay, there we go. And we'll take that material and we're trying to make it a little more fabric-y. So we're going to put this about 5 and 5, and then R that we're gonna put -0.5. We're gonna see if that helps at all. Okay. Oh, bumped it. Okay. Fix that corner. Just weld that. That's looking pretty good. We'll leave that up and on live. Render. Edit poly. Select right there, and we're just gonna kind of weld those until it shuts itself up. Oop. Going the wrong way. Beep, 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 beep. Cancel. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna shell. Put a shell on it. Yep. Inward. That should help. Cover that up a little bit. Dang it. Like lagging. Weld. Let's pull that out just a little. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Boom. So refresh that. It's just not fixing that. There we go. Yeah. Pretty good. Refresh. Yep, yep, yep. Let's bring that back. Okay. So that's pretty much it. You can add a bump to your fabric or something and make your pillows have a little design to them. If you want, like a serta, we're gonna actually make this a little more reflective. Take that back. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I think that's about got it. Put an environment map on just to see. Boom.
Ooh, my Dahlia's class is next week.
Whoop, whoop. Sweet. Do this sweet room. 8. Actually, end that back up there. We're gonna close that. Gonna put that on there. Yep. 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 And yep. Let's see what that does. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm just playing around. Make this black, but pretty shiny. Not that shiny. I think this is pretty close. I think this does need to be up a little bit. And maybe a bit less rough. And then we'll add a camera. And we'll make it a Redshift camera. And we will zoom on in. We will take our target, assign it to this pillow. Yes. Down, down, and this way. So I'm just getting in front of that. Double check. Right there. Yeah. Okay. 8 effects. Add Redshift bokeh. Boom. Do 1. Optimize. Let's go. Output. Let's change it to 256 minimum. And then let's go to HD. And actually, I'm going to go to my lights and just turn those down just a smidge. We're going to go 7 on each of these. 7. 7. There you go. I could have just affected the overall brightness, but so let's see. I love how fast Redshift is. It's awesome. Okay, we're gonna close that. I can tell I need more samples already. Also, I really want to add a bump to this. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bump. Bump. Redshift. Bump map. And that. I just want to do noise. Update that. But it needs to be like turbulent phase and like really small. Color. Even smaller. 0.1. Oh. Yeah. Huh. Office. 0.5. There we go. Open this up. Set that to like 0.2. And then in my render settings, since I'm using depth of field, let's see if I can do a sampling override for depth of field. I'm not sure. I think that helps with dithering. That might help some. But I think this, I just need to do a lot more light samples. And we will try that. I'll turn this up to 512. And go. Could be my GI samples, we'll see. Bump's no good. Bump's no good. It needs to be bigger. Yeah, maybe like that. Just smaller, like that. Might be good. And then, yeah. Let's turn it down just a little bit. We're going to go with 14 here. And for bokeh power, we're going to shut that down about 0.25. And we're going to go with GI. I'm going to set that to 3 is fine, but we're going to up this to 512. Go. Since we're not actually in a room, there's no point having it bounce around a whole lot because it's not going to hit anything. Funny wife. Does it look so bright still? Maybe it's my monitor. Let me look at it over here. It's not my monitor. Well, it's coming together though. Yep. Yeah. It is looking pretty good. It is looking pretty good. I mean, if I had been messing around with the materials so much, I mean, it's pretty quick to make a pillow. I always wonder why I can't ever find good pillow models. It's probably because most people just make them, but you know what? I am just gonna make a bunch, give them away. So we'll see. Let this render out. It's exciting stream material. You see my pillows?
Oh, I know. You look cozy.
They are cozy. I laid on them. Yeah, they're cozy. Cozy pillows. Cut it out. Where's my water? Firsty. I just need to weld the corners, kind of relax them a little bit with the freeform tool, and they'd be perfect. Look at that though. Looking good. Look good.
Do you let the dog in?
I think I could do that. That's a tutorial real quick. No. No, but it saves it and I can upload it. Yeah. I can cut it down.
Yeah, like rubber hose tutorial I would do it.
Grayscale Gorilla does a lot. Would you ask me anything kind of things, like how do we do that? What's it called? Ask Grayscale or something. Yeah.
I know the lingo.
Well, yeah, it's not an AMA though.
It's an AMA. I know
It's
the
not
lingo.
ask me. Yeah.
I know
Okay.
the lingo. Just say you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a little desk lamp right here, or over here. There it is. The pillows are done. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's move them up over here. Get my face out of the way. Look at that. What do you think? Oh, excuse me. What do you think, hon? These pillars. Thanks. Pillow talking. Let's save it as a JPEG. Ta-da! Cool. There you go. Tutorial done. Thanks for watching. Peace.